Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a Colourpop video on their brand new palettes launching tomorrow. You guys, I did get this package sent over from them. It just came today, so we have been working on this video like all day for you, but this is I think it's called Coming in Hot collection. I've heard it called two things, Coming in Hot or Sweet Life, but I'm pretty sure it's Coming in Hot. And this is the little PR card they sent. It says, "Oh, she's extra." On here it says, "Mark your social calendar. Our newest collection is coming in hot. Not for the faint of heart. These high-key 5-pan palettes were made to turn heads." I'm kind of getting Bridgerton vibes from this little card here. So I don't know if that's what they were going for, but super cute. We have the palettes here. So I really wanted to get this video up for you guys today since this does launch tomorrow, and in case you guys were kind of interested, if there's anything you want to pick up, you'll have all the information here. So I'm going to go over each palette. We're going to do swatches, and I'm also actually going to do a mini look with these, one on each eye. I just wanted to test them out so I have a slight idea of how they perform. But yeah, we did like really quick, easy looks with these palettes. But basically this is a new 5-pan colorful launch from Colourpop. These remind me a lot of their like colorful 9-pans that they come out with, but just a smaller version. So there's 5 palettes in the collection. First up is the pink palette. This one is called Too Hot, and this one has the shades LOL No, 2 AM, the Ivy, Flirt, and also West End. I believe it has little asterisks as to where the pressed pigments are. So these do have some pressed pigments. I noticed as I was applying them, I got some stainage on my brushes and on my hands, but they are super pigmented that way. But if you are sensitive to those kind of eyeshadows, you may want to skip on these, but I will tell you there's no pressed glitter, it's just the pressed pigments. So it has the asterisk on these two guys here. Next up we have this purple palette called Cashmere Forever. The shades are Softy, Wanted, Crafting, Madison, and 5th Avenue. And now it does have asterisks next to all the 4 end shades, so I guess those are all kind of more of those pressed pigments, although some of those are shimmery. Next we have the orange palette, which is Statement Piece. This one has the shade Diamond Cut, Blair, Lovelock, Hoops, and then Chainmail. We have a blue palette in the collection. This one is called Rumor Has It. The shades in this one are Do Tell, Confession, Page 6, Got a Text, and On Paper. And then we have a green palette in the collection. It's called High Society. The shades are Promise, Fan Fave, Buggin', Don't Care, and Scene. So those are a look at the new palettes. These are all going to be $10 a piece. I believe you can use codes on these, so I do have a code down below. I don't make a commission on it. I know some people do, but for some reason I do not. It's just for you guys to use 5 Leah Janae if you guys want to use that tomorrow, but I'll try to remind you guys when it launches. It usually launches, let's see, at I think 10 a.m. PST. Yep, April 22nd at 10 a.m. PST. So now I want to go ahead and show you guys the tutorials I did. I'm just going to do a quick glance over. I did a voiceover for these. So let's get into the looks I did. Starting off with the Statement Piece palette, we're going to take the peach in the palette, which is called Blair, and that is going to go into our crease area. Next, we're going to take Chainmail. This is such a vibrant neon orange. I did build this up twice and I got that really pretty neon effect. I believe this one is a pressed pigment, but it is gorgeous on the eyes. I also took any excess product on my brush and just blended that on my lower lash line. Next, I'm taking Lovelock onto the lid. I just use this with my finger to add the shine. And that is the finished look. Moving on to the Too Hot palette, I am taking 2 AM. This one is going into the crease. It's such a pretty pink. Next, I'm going to take the shade Flirt and put this in the outer corner. This palette, again, is super neon and vibrant. I thought it was great quality as well. And also blending that onto the lower lash line. Then also going to take the shade LOL No, using as a shimmer on the lid. And then here's both eyes with mascara added too. Next, in the High Society green palette, we're going to take the shade Don't Care in the crease. This one builds up really nicely. I really like this kind of lime green color. It's very unique to my collection. Next, I'm going to take the shade Scene, and this is going to be a halo eye. So I'm going to put this in the outer corner as well as the inner corner. I think I picked the hardest palettes to do a halo eye with, but I think it came out in the end. But this was gorgeous. I'm also going to take that same color on the lower lash line. And then I took the shade Promise and popped that in the center of the lid to add the shine. Such a beautiful look altogether. And then the blue palette, this one's called Rumor Has It. So first shade I'm going in with is this mint called Do Tell. This one was really light in pigmentation. It couldn't really show up, so I added the shade Page 6, and that was a lot more blue. So put that in the crease. Next, we're going to take the shade On Paper, and again, doing another halo eye. I definitely struggled with the blue palette for sure. I wasn't super happy with this look, but we made it work together. Just kind of took some extra blending. And then I'm also going to use that same shade on the lower lash line again. I'm going to place the shade Gotta Text in the center. I wish this had a little bit more differentiation to make it pop more. It just kind of seemed very subtle. I should have used the teal shade and saw how that was, but we're going to go with this for today, just doing some extra blending, and that is the finished look. Lastly, we have the Cashmere Forever palette. I am taking the shade Wanted in the crease. This is a really pretty light pastel lavender. I wanted to deepen that up a bit more, so I added Madison. This one kind of looks darker in the pan, but on the eyes it's more of a mid-tone, but really pretty overall. Then I took the shade Fifth Avenue in my outer corner. This one I wish was a bit deeper. I feel like it needs a little extra depth in this palette, but it's still very gorgeous. And then we took the shade Grafting on like the middle portion of the eyes. It's kind of a berry purple, and then I also added the shade Softy in the very inner portion just to add the extra sparkle. I really love this color, and then that's the look. So into my thoughts here about this collection. I think these are really fun. I love the Colourpop monochromatic palettes. They are so easy to do a colorful look with. A lot of these really didn't take much time at all, except for a couple which I'll talk about here. But really they had pretty good pigmentation and the colors were beautiful. So I kind of noticed that these do look really similar to their 9pan monochromatic palettes that they came out with a couple years ago. So I kind of wanted to go over any dupes I have in my collection. I do have a pretty decent Colourpop collection, which pretty much most of the stuff was purchased by me. I just recently got on Colourpop's PR, but I don't have every palette, so I don't have like everything to compare it to. Starting with the Statement Piece kind of orangey palette, I did think this one was pretty unique because it does have those neon oranges at the end of the palette, which really made this palette super fun for me. I think it's so pretty for spring and summer. I tried to compare it to Baby Got Peach, and I think you can find dupes in the first 3 shades, but for the second 2, I don't have those in my personal Colourpop collection. Now, if you guys have Orange You Glad, I think that one might be more similar. I do not have that one to compare. And then I did grab my Sweet Talk as well, but I don't have those darker neon tones in the Sweet Talk. So Orange You Glad may be the best possible dupe, but I didn't swatch those because I just knew it wasn't a full dupe, but I just wanted to talk about those comparisons. Also, for Rumor Has It, I actually don't have a dupe palette. I think this one is one of the most unique Colourpop palettes that they've come out with because they don't do a ton of blue. The only one I can think of is like the Blue Moon palette, but overall, I think that one had more pastel blues in it. I don't have that one anymore, but I do think they are pretty different, especially with that teal tone. Now, quality-wise, this one was probably the least for me. It took me quite a bit of blending to get that blue look, and I wasn't like overall super pleased with the end result. I definitely have to play with this one a bit more, but I love the colors of this one. Like, the color scheme is my favorite, but performance-wise, it was my least favorite. Next for the green palette, again, I don't have a dupe palette for this, but if you guys have the Colourpop Just My Luck 9-pan, that's what this one kind of reminds me of, like a smaller condensed version. So these might be a dupe. I don't have it to compare, but they look pretty similar to me. This one I think is one of my favorites in the collection. I just think the color story in my collection is very unique, and it was so vibrant for greens. I love green palettes right now, and I think it is such a fun color scheme. I really was impressed with that one. And then we have this one, which is the Too Hot palette, and this one reminds me a lot of the Cloud Spun. Also kind of in a way looks like the Strawberry palette. I don't have that one in my collection anymore, but these two were pretty similar except for like one shade. So again, I feel like these are just more condensed versions of the 9-pans. If you have Cloud Spun, you probably don't need the Too Hot. By the way, I might be saying this wrong because it's spelled Haute, which might be Haute, but I'm gonna call it Hot. And then as far as the purple Cashmere Forever palette goes, this one is very similar to the Lilac You A Lot. I feel like these are pretty much spot on dupes besides the middle shade in here I didn't have in this palette, but these are very similar to each other, so I really don't think you need both of them unless you're wanting a smaller version. If I was going to rank these, I'd say number 1, I really like the green palette. Number 2, I'm actually going to give it to the orange one, Statement Piece, because I thought this was so pretty and really good quality. Number 3 is going to be the purple Cashmere Forever. That one's so pretty too, and it performed well on the eyes. And then I would rank this one higher, but it's such a dupeable color scheme if you guys have a lot of Colourpop pink palettes, so that's why this one is ranked number 4. And then lastly, the blue palette. But yeah, that's kind of overall my thoughts on this collection. I'm curious to know if you guys are going to be picking up any of these and what you think. I hope this video was helpful in helping you decide if you want to add these to your collection, but I think this is such a fun collection. I love these colors. I'm glad Colourpop did some more colorful palettes again. I know they just released their little quads. Those were more neutral. Those literally just came out, like, was it this week or last week? And then, oh, real quick before I go, I did want to mention their brow wax is also launching tomorrow, I believe, with this stuff, and I did do a kind of small review. It was with some other products too on this. I do have this in right now, their Feather Effect brow wax, which I am going to be doing a dupes video because I really want to compare this to the Patrick Ta and see if it's a dupe to their soap brow. But overall, I think this is really nice. This and the brush it comes with, I would definitely recommend. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.